Here to be a part of the opening act of another major European club season. An epic tale lies ahead, a footballing drama to unwind over the course of the next 10 months. One where the central cast, both team and individual, will get to write their own story should they survive long enough. This, episode 1. Well, the Sukru Saraçoğlu Stadium here in Istanbul hosted its first game in 1908. The latest modifications as recently as 2006, taking it into its current modernity. So it's back, bigger and better than ever before. I do hope everybody is ready for another ride on the emotional roller coaster.
Bring it on, Peter. I'm looking forward to a competition that always delivers entertainment, whether through its football or indeed its supporting cast of emotions. Neither of these teams will want a trip back to the drawing board after this, so I think we can expect something quite lively.
There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe. There's nothing more frightening for a defender when he's running at you at full speed. He gets into his stride so quickly and seems to just glide across the turf. But when the goal's in front of him, he's also got that cool head that's required to pick a spot and finish everything off.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. Here's the shooting chance! What a wonderful goal!
What a start, and what a contribution from the main man. I had a feeling he might do something given his reputation, but to do it like that, absolutely brilliant. I wasn't expecting that.
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning breakaway.
So, a breakthrough already. Kurzawa. Neymar. Idrissa Gueye. Good challenge, he just stood firm. That's a throw. And that's another throw. They've got a corner here. And he's there to clear it. Lobs it in gently. He's got away. And he's made sure that that won't get through. Torgan Hazard. He gets past his man. Well, the crowd clearly like what they just saw. Some real no-nonsense defending. Marquinhos, Mbappe, you can get that clear, and that's been won straight back. Di Maria, Neymar was steaming forward. The defence got the better of him this time, but I'm sure he'll go again. Well positioned to make that interception. Marquinhos. Idrissa Gueye. And it's Neymar. Kurzawa. Neymar. Danger averted for now. It'll be a throw-in. Verratti. He's had a shot! Surely this time! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Narrow Icardi simply had to find something instinctive because of the unexpected way the ball came loose.
Kurzawa positions himself well and cuts it out. And it's Neymar. Di Maria. Mbappe has a hit! They've done it! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Paris Saint-Germain are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited for me. Now they can go one better, possibly.
Royce! Royce! Oh, that's magnificent! The purest possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
Oh, the contact was fantastic, right on the bootlaces, and it packed a lot of venom for what was a really potent strike.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Kurzawa. Marco Verratti. Marquinhos. Idrissa Gueye. Neymar. Yeah, he's fouled him there. It's not taken him long, and that's going to be a booking. Well, the protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible. So a chance here, what can they make of it? Oh, it's come off the upright. That's a half-decent try.
I think his face smacks of disbelief as opposed to disappointment. He thought he was about to score.
Marco Verratti. Promising move that, good inroads into enemy territory, but no joy. Whistle's gone, that's a foul. Witsel. Royce. And Royce! Oh, that's a fine save!
Oh, that's a sparkling save. Absolutely sparkling. His reflexes were ultra sharp.
Kurzawa tries to switch the play. Idrissa Gueye. And it's Kurzawa. Neymar. Gorgeous control there. Tries a shot! Oh, wonderful effort, all by himself.
Neymar can really show some outlandish skills, which is always welcome and obviously refreshing.
Witsel. Now it's Royce. That a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. Witsel. Turns and goes back. Big chance! And in it goes! A two-goal cushion, and it's looking safe. That has brought the house down. What a wonderful hit.
Is it just me, or did he make that look very, very easy? That was terrific skill and composure from him. He finished with such aplomb.
Dortmund take a two-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Torgan Hazard gets it back. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Well, they say that your front lads should be that first line of stopping the opposition, and I think he's taken it to another level with his desire to get back and help everyone out.
Neymar. And it's Marquinhos. Oh, sweet feet. And here's Gay. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. Out for a throw. Mbappe. Witzel tries to clear. Royce plays it out to the wing. Sancho drives it forward. He's got through. Di Maria. Di Maria tries running with the ball at his feet. He's come loose. Torgan Hazard with a good steal, well played. Well, that's where he wants it. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Sancho. Sancho proving impossible to wrestle off the ball. And it's Icardi. Neymar. Battles to win it back.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Mbappe. Paris Saint-Germain find themselves behind already in the very early stages. Neymar. Regardless of the outcome, it is good to see someone running at the defence like that. And it's Royce. And there's a long ball. And the ball is out of play. And it's played forward. Kurzawa. Now it's Neymar. Nicely controlled. Di Maria. And the counter is on. Torgan Hazard. Chan. Mats Hummels. Forward it goes. Oh, good interception. Marco Verratti. Idrissa Gueye tries to get it forward quickly. Torgan Hazard. Royce goes long. Deftly done. Oh, that's clearly not what he wanted to do. Di Maria needed to come up with a better ball.
Oh, that just required a bit more oomph to reach its target.
Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Marco Verratti. A buccaneering run from the defender. Up to meet it! Really well taken goal. A great delivery and a finish to match.
Well, look, it's often the timing of the jump that dictates what you can do with any header, and if you get it slightly wrong, then you'll struggle, but that was beautifully met, it really was.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Well, it was important they didn't get ahead of themselves and lose their discipline. This game plan could near well reward them with an equaliser.
And here's Royce. Just brushed off the ball there. And it's Neymar. Di Maria. Torgan Hazard drives it forward. And the finish! It's a goal! He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Yeah, and he knew all along what he wanted to do, and it's a really great instinctive finish.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
That has the feeling of a breath of fresh air, Peter, and now they can fill their lungs and just blow them away.
And here's Mauro Icardi. Oh, shot a goal! Oh, taken with style. Back to within one. Interesting.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
He's made it 2, and no doubt he's hungry for more. This is threatening to become a really good game.
I think they can sense a comeback here, and so can this crowd. It's all systems go now.
He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Peter, his body shape was a giveaway before he made the pass, and its obviousness was appreciated.
Icardi has been caught there, it's a foul. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Yeah, and he's just entered the last chance saloon. One wrong move now, and he's in trouble.
Oh, that's fabulous! About as smooth as it gets. And he's produced a beauty. This has become one superb game of football.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Here's Mauro Icardi. Neymar. Neymar! Oh, surely that deserved better.
Well, there are a few pockets of space that are being exploited, and they need filling, and fast.
Dicks one in. Cut out in the nick of time. Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Dortmund just had to make the ball stick, but came up short.
It's a brilliant interception. Royce. That's been drilled forward. Has he found his man? And here's Mauro Icardi. Now it's Neymar. And he's straight offside. Keeper sends it forward. Sancho has a goal! Torgan, oh, real danger here. Aimed in towards the centre. Idrissa Gueye. Oh, this is certainly not boring. What a great game we've got here. Referee's given a throw. And it's Neymar. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Oh, that was close. Thiago Silva. Kurzawa. Neymar gets the better of his man. Oh, he's tripped him right on the cusp of the penalty area. The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick.
Well, I think the alternative was to stand there and do nothing while he tried to score, and obviously he's not going to allow that, Peter, is he?
Paris Saint-Germain seeking to maximise the moment.
Look, they've done this already, Peter, so they can do it again.
Oh, it's a beauty! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Oh, that is a bit special. His second of the game, and an eye now for the hat-trick. Paris Saint-Germain take the lead.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
Witsel. Witsel goes looking. Just the keeper's a bit shapes to shoot! He scored!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
Swift, incisive, deadly, all done in a matter of seconds.
Quick, decisive and unerring, a textbook example of how to turn defence into counter-attack. That'll do for me every time.
Quite a thriller this one's become.
Well, they just couldn't have responded any better, Peter. Yeah, there's the old cliche about how teams can lose focus after scoring, but you still have to take your chances. Brilliant.
Needed a better pass there. And the through ball is intercepted. Marquinhos. Mbappe. And that has been cleared. Chan plays it forward. Hoists it forward. Crowd calling for him to shoot. Chan. And it's played forward. Oh, smart save. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Marco Verratti. Paris Saint-Germain have it back and they can go again. Oh, real chance! Kurzawa opts to play it back. Now the counter. Looks to clip it forward. Torgan Hazard. A good challenge, stood up well against his man. It's a very good battle there, terrific to watch. Chan drives it forward. Thiago Silva. So midway through the first half, and it is a tight old tie. Kurzawa tried to play it. Goes for goal! It's in! And the game is well and truly turned on its head.
Looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
He snaffles his third, and that earns him the match ball.
This is one of the best performances I've seen in a while. He's practically taken on this team single-handedly, and they don't know how to stop him.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Di Maria with the short one. Chooses to go back. Has a pop! Forward it goes. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Now it's Neymar. Neymar goes looking. Just the goalkeeper to beat. He's gone for it! In it goes! Paris Saint-Germain are back on level terms.
Paris Saint-Germain are really pouncing on any stray passes in midfield. We're talking seconds from interception to the back of the net. It's counter-attacking heaven.
He's made it 3. Quite a day at the office for him.
Well, he's been the outstanding player on the pitch and devastating in front of goal. What a display, what a player.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Yeah, it's always a dangerous time when you've just scored. You can easily lose focus and then back.
Going for goal! No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Neymar. Plays it back. Mbappe. Real chance! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
All he'll be thinking is, please, ground, swallow me up.
And it's Neymar. Witzel gets it back. Torgan Hazard tries to stroke it through. Mbappe looks to get on the end of this. That's a foul. Simple decision for the referee. Oh, good stop, it had to be. Oh, great save, real class.
Well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
Di Maria. Witzel did really well to intervene and dispel the growing danger. Gets into a dangerous position. It's beautifully weighted. Oh, that's clever. Drives it towards the front. Torgan Hazard. Torgan Hazard provides an outlet. Neymar. And it's Verratti. Surely! Mbappe! Needless to say, he was expecting a better ball than that. Chan plays it forward. Kurzawa. Cleared without complication. Marco Verratti. In comes the cross. He's gone for it! Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Well, to put it this way, he's probably made better decisions.
Kurzawa. And it's Neymar. Chan tries to get it forward quickly. Kuzawa. Verratti needed to come up with a better ball.
Yeah, the idea was right, the delivery wasn't. They can revisit that further.
And the shot! Goal! And they get themselves in front! And that really is so impressive.
Well, none of us were exactly sure how that was going to end up then, but I'm delighted to see such a happy ending after such a splendid dribbling run. I mean, he really did fool that defence into wondering what he was going to do next.
4 in the game, he is the man. Dortmund go into the lead. Forward it goes. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Good idea, just poorly executed. He acknowledges that he should have come up with something better there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did well to spot the run. He just didn't get enough behind it. It happens.
Oh, he's caught him there, it's a free kick. Verratti battles to win it back. Going through. Chan drives it forward. Torgan Hazard. Shoots! And with the goal at his mercy, a dreadful miss.
Oh, look, I don't want to sound too dismissive, but from here, that looked the harder thing to do.
Neymar. Idrissa Gueye. And here's Mauro Icardi. Hits one! He's had a go! And it's Verratti. Di Maria. Royce. Looking to break out here. Torgan Hazard. And Royce! Hits off target and by quite a way.
They're probably getting frustrated by the lack of chances, I suppose.
Hoists it forward. It's ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. And the weighted pass. It's a goal kick. And it's played forward. Marquinhos goes looking. Mbappe! A really good feat. Hit into the middle. Gets up to head it! He scores! What remarkable powers of recovery! A lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
Well, as contact goes, that was tremendous, and it helped him to direct it exactly where he wanted into that net. I think when it comes to the aerial department, this fella is definitely no slouch.
This has become one superb game of football.
Oh, I think the coach will really be annoyed with that. The players were still thinking about their goal and just got caught napping.
And here's Mauro Icardi. Di Maria. Oh, no, that's not the ball he wanted. Chan. Quick ball forward. Played out to the right. And it's Chan. Turns and goes back. Is there any support? He might not need it. Mbappe. Royce drives it forward. That's a decent ball. Gets away from us. A chance! Pass needed to be better than that, and he knows it. Chan. Out to the left it goes. And it's Neymar. Has a hit! Witzel goes upfield. Torgan Hazard collects the ball from behind. Mats Hummels. Royce. Into stoppage time, very little left on it. Just brushed off the ball there. Sancho goes for the cross. Di Maria. Hit long and direct. And he's there to clear it. Neymar. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish. He snaffles his third, and that earns him the match ball.
Oh, this has been an immense contribution from one player. He's been just about unplayable. The irresistible force today.
Paris Saint-Germain get themselves into the lead.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Neymar. It's Neymar! A decent effort as the first half draws to a close. Neymar clearly the central character, the hat-trick hero edging his side ahead with his third goal. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, Peter, I'm just thinking of the best way to describe that. Frantic, frenzied. It was unmissable and it was irresistible. Forget about the analysis on this one, just enjoy it.
Paris Saint-Germain in front after a half full of excitement. It is raining goals here. So we're just settling back into this second half. No changes at half-time that we're aware of. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. We get a throw in. Verratti gets it back. That's one way of trying to make things happen. There's a few who could follow that example. Mats Hummels. Royce. Chan. And the shot! He's done very well to get to that.
Guerrero simply didn't do anything wrong. He was thwarted by brilliance.
Chance!
Marco Verratti simply had to make that count, and he did it with some authority too. Wonderful.
Chan! That has certainly tested the keeper.
Well, as tests go, Peter, the keeper has just received an A+ grade.
Massive leap! goes. Neymar, he's left his man. Has a pop! They've scored! That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, I think he just thought about trying his luck from further out there, but why bother when you can worm your way through a defence like that? It's terrific play to get through and score.
4 in the game. He is the man. Paris Saint-Germain 2 up and into a position of real strength.
Look, this position ought to convince them to increase their lead. I think they should be really positive about this now, Peter.
Hits one! And more, and more, and more! And they are pulling clear here.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
How many more does he want? So now the difference is 3.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
Out to the right. Idrissa Gueye. Mbappe. Look at the defender bombing forward. Keeper's ball. Torgan Hazard. Tries to get it forward quickly. Cuts it out. Idrissa Gueye. Mbappe. Witsel hoists it forward, and now they can launch a counter. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Witsel. Torgan Hazard. Royce goes for goal. That's not going to make it. And it's Chan. Dashing forward at pace. Brings it forward. Verratti. And he's there to hoof it away. And it's been taken straight back. Marquinhos. He's in, surely. Room for a shot. Has a hit! It's in! Surely now they are well and truly out of sight.
Well, you know, thinking about that, I think they've perfected that on the training ground because it took them seconds to get the ball from back to front, and they really commit forward in numbers too. That was all very well drilled.
He's made it 3. Quite a day at the office for him.
Oh, he's been unstoppable in this match. Every single time he's been in possession, he's looked a threat.
Paris Saint-Germain, and Icardi! Oh, denied at the last.
Another example of how comfortable this team is on the break.
Torgan Hazard gets the better of his man. Ball's gone out of play. That had to be more accurate. Verratti brings the ball forward. Mbappe. Icardi with a shot! Torgan Hazard, and it's played forward. And they're not going to make any further progress now. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Done very well to intervene. Chan. Guerrero. Tries to locate someone up front. Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. And it's Icardi. Icardi tried to play it through.
Was too timid to make it through the defence. It'll be noted and improved upon, I'm sure.
Now it's Neymar. Di Maria.
This defence is wary about opposition pace.
So they're just not getting too tight.
Yeah, they know that if they step up, their keeper could get a whole lot busier.
Marquinhos. Good ball. Timely intervention. Sancho. Up towards the front line. Ball needed to be better there, it's a wasted chance. Hoists it forward. And it's Icardi. Mbappe! And that's been levered clear. Neymar. Oh, great defending, that needed doing. Now surely. And he heaves it forward. Plays it through. Well played, he saw that coming. Marco Verratti. Forward it goes. Mbappe tries to get it forward quickly. Well, that's where he wants it. And here's Roy. Tries a shot! No, it's wide.
Dortmund are looking quite mean on the counter, and combating that requires even more meanness.
And it's played forward. And here's Neymar. Icardi. Guerrero. Chan. Marquinhos. Dortmund ran themselves into the proverbial cul-de-sac there. And it's Icardi. Well positioned to make that interception. Icardi. And Icardi! Sticks it away! Well, just another one to add to what has already been an incredible haul.
It's part of the game, Peter. It has to get ruthless. Sympathy just doesn't play a part.
4 in the game. He is the man. Things looking so easy, almost too easy here.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
More than happy to take the muscular approach. He wasn't very far from making something happen by himself. Lovely to see. He's through. Guerrero. Guerrero goes looking. Chan plays it forward. Let down by a lack of accuracy. Witsel. Chan. And here's Roy. Goes for goal! And the finish! No mistake! That's no fluke, it's what he was there for.
Look, there's only one player who merits all the praise for that. Not only did he finish it, but his instincts for being where he was are absolutely top-notch.
How many more does he want? Well, they have a goal, but it is surely too much to hope for a comeback. Torgan Hazard. Right through. Oh, shooting chance! And he's missed it. Tries to get it forward quickly. Now it's Neymar. Neymar goes up and over. Hummels attempts a clearance. Looks to bypass the midfield. He goes long. Torgan Hazard. In he flies! Another chance! And it's Chan. And here's Royce. Has a pop! He can pounce on that! Back of the net! Keylor Navas reacted well to the initial effort, but couldn't get it right out of the danger area.
That's just great play, Peter. A textbook example for any wannabe footballers out there on positioning and movement.
Still trying to make a game of this.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Neymar. Neymar tries to head towards chance! Outstanding save to keep that out.
Yeah, they got away with it, but that was a defensive letdown to see him march through like that.
Idrissa Gueye battles to win it back. And he's cut it out. He's in! Neymar! And yes, it's there! Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Now that's what I call finishing, right in the corner. He knew instinctively who was where and didn't need to waste any time weighing things up. That's a cracking goal.
It's become a case of men against boys. Gets it back. Torgan Hazard. Neymar is onto it and can take it up. Oh, he's found him in space. And that has been clubbed away. And play for a throw. And it's Di Maria. Played in with accuracy. Neymar. Icardi. And Icardi! And that's past the post.
Well, that's why we all say indecision is fatal.
Now it's Icardi. Guerrero. He's played him through. Now it's Icardi. It shoots! It's there! A contest no more. It is nothing short of utter humiliation.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, there may be still more to come.
How many more does he want? Paris Saint-Germain totally rampant here.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now. The only doubt is how many is coming.
Royce. He's got options out wide. Torgan Hazard. Torgan Hazard with the cross. Neymar. It's a fabulous position. That intervention was very necessary. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Hoists it forward. And here's Mauro Icardi.
That's just very well played. He can't hurt you with his back to goal, and he didn't go for the back heel.
And it's Neymar. It's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. And it's played forward. Ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Forward it goes. Royce. He's made sure that that won't get through. Neymar. Looking. Neymar! He has done it! And again, they pile on the misery.
Well, I wasn't expecting them to go this big, Peter, but they have been superb.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Chan goes looking. He's gone for it! Back of the net! Simplicity itself.
And that's what the game is all about. Find space and finish, but we have to credit the pass to pick him out.
Dortmund grab a goal, but it's hard to see it as anything much more than a consolation. Torgan Hazard. Chan plays it forward. Marco Verratti. Verratti. Driving on, he could shoot here. Marco Verratti. Good clearance and very necessary.
Paris Saint-Germain have turned to their bench, and we're going to have a substitution.
Yeah, their position is a dominant one now, Peter, so introducing one of the youngsters for some added experience is bang on.
Towering header! And in it goes! Well, surely that completes the demolition if it hadn't occurred already.
Well, I think we've gone past humiliation now. This could be doing some real psychological damage.
Goes direct to the front line, cuts it out. And it's Royce. And Royce! Terrific save.
OK, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
Kehrer with a long pass. Hoists it forward. That's not going to make it. Witsel tries to get it forward quickly. Torgan Hazard clips one through. Witsel. Chan. And it's Cavani. He spotted the run and played him through. Shapes to shoot! It's there! This is as ruthless as it gets.
Listen, when you're on an invitation to improve your goal difference, why ease off?
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Chan drives it forward. And it's played forward.
And no, that is pretty much the end of that.
Witsel tries to get it forward quickly. Good challenge, he just stood firm. Hummels positions himself well and cuts it out. Hoists it high. And through to the goalkeeper. Forward it goes. And he's on his way! Di Maria. And here's Cavani. Now it's Neymar. Neymar! That is faded wide.
Well, the control on receipt was far better than the control on dispatch.
Brought forward. What does he try from here?
Coaxed through there.
Gets away from his opponents. Mbappe. Witsel. Defenders on the back foot. Dortmund disappointing in the end there. They lack urgency. Neymar. He's picked him out. It's Cavani!
Guerrero gets rid without sophistication.
Royce plays it forward. Looking to hit the front line. Oh, well intercepted, really alert to the danger. Idrissa Gueye. That's a promising ball. Real chance! And it's hoisted clear. Great strength, too strong for his opponent. Good spell of possession. Bernat has given away a free kick.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
And that's put paid to a promising move. Hoists it forward. Royce gets it out to the wing. Chan. Bernat tries to get it forward quickly. And it's the goalkeepers to claim. Cavani, and the shot! And yes, it's there! And still they continue with the onslaught.
It's part of the game, Peter. It has to get ruthless. Sympathy just doesn't play a part.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's how you make an impact as a sub. You know, when most are tiring, you can impose a freshness and energy to best effect. What an introduction.
Well, unsurprisingly, Peter, the opposition look completely stunned. I'm not sure they can gather themselves.
Done very well to intervene. Neymar. Forward it goes. Oh, good interception. Oh, no, that's not the ball he wanted. And it's Neymar. That's gone a long way up and away. Royce. Now it's Cavani. It's got through to him. Neymar! Sticks it away! A contest no more. It is nothing short of utter humiliation.
Well, I think we've gone past humiliation now. This could be doing some real psychological damage.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
Questions were asked, but he's given the answers. Witsel. And it's played forward.
And that is as far as they're going to go.
Mbappe plays it out to the flank. Mbappe! Neymar. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Paris Saint-Germain seemed to have chosen a tougher route through the middle. That was easily read and dealt with.
Mbappe! Keeper always had the measure of that. Chan plays it forward. Chan. Royce. Has a hit! Without the best in the keeper.
Oh, I'm not sure what he had in mind, and I don't think he knew either.
Chan has a shot! Berratti gets good distance on it. Forward it goes. Now it's Cavani. Cavani was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Into the last 5 minutes. Thiago Silva positions himself well and cuts it out. And now the breakaway. Ball through needs to be good here. It's Cavani! That's a throw.
Well, to wait until now to make this change seems a bit baffling. He's expecting the miraculous to turn this around from here.
And it's Gay. Neymar. Pings it out wide. And he's whipped it in low. And that's been repelled. Deflected behind for a corner kick. And that's been levered clear. That'll be a throw. Delivery from Mbappe. Good save, he got a decent fist on that. Back in once more. Too long, and over the line. But there's going to be another change here.
Yeah, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? And it's good to see that the crowd appreciate his efforts, because he has put in a real honest shift.
And they've got it back as soon as they gave it away. Hoists it forward.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Whipped in. Good take by the keeper, he's read that well. Royce. Pinged forward. Has he found his man? Marco Verratti. Mbappe. Well read, he sorted that out. Up towards the front line. Just brushed off the ball there. And the through ball is intercepted. Mbappe! He gets past his man! Hummels did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the further he went, the more attention he attracted. There was just way too much pressure for him to get the shot away.
Finds himself eased off the ball. Kehrer. And here's Cavani. Neymar. Royce. Brandt. He's hits one! He's put his foot right through that one. Dortmund making another change here. Tries to get it forward quickly. Looking for space out wide. Neymar. Hummels with the clearance. Belts one. No, that's just wide. He's made sure that that won't get through. Can't get the better of his opposite number. He's through. Oh, good interception. Keeper's got good distance on that. Cavani. Time added on, 4 minutes. And it's played forward. Torgan Hazard. Mats Hummels tries to locate someone up front. That's been intercepted, and that will come to nothing. Chan drives it forward. Marco Verratti. Well played, he saw that coming. That's been drilled forward. Torgan Hazard. It's got through. Royce! Brandt! Oh, he's kept it out, that's a great save. Bernat goes looking. There's the through ball. Neymar going through. A chance! It's got in! He's put through his own net!
Well, that wasn't in the script, and you have to feel for him, Peter. It's ended in some embarrassment.
Fortuitous as it may have been, they all count one. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Pretty much the ideal start. A win on the first day, and a platform on which to build. So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, pressure can quickly build on you if a positive result isn't achieved in your opening group match. Instead, they can take and look ahead with real belief.